Gentleman from Georgia is recognized for 3 minutes.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. As a member of the Defense Committee who represents 4 military installations, someone who's gone to Afghanistan and Iraq 5 times and never without going to Ramstein to visit our logistics crew over there in Landstuhl Hospital, to visit people in the hospital, as well as to go to Walter Reed Hospital here in Washington. I feel very strongly that this amendment is this resolution is a good resolution and should be debated and voted on. I kind of tell you, it's only 20 minutes per side. That sort of gives a signal to veterans also what the majority thinks about veterans. But, you know, I got to say, this is a good bill, and I'm going to support it, but it saddens me that this is the vehicle in which we're going to be allowed to talk about health care. But I got to say this, as I talk to the veterans of my 4 military installations back home, and the ones who are retired in those areas, they're saying this is a horrible health care bill. I did not go to Iraq. I did not go to Vietnam. I did not fight in World War II for you to take away my freedom in one piece of legislation. I've got to remind my friends of what the Speaker said just a week or 2 ago. And I quote directly, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, "We need to pass this bill so you can find out what's in it." Does anyone deny that's a direct quote from the Speaker? That is exactly what Speaker Pelosi said. So when my veterans back home are concerned, along with the middle-class taxpayers, of what's in this bill, I think they have that right to have some apprehension. We do need full debate. Keep in mind that health care is 1/6 of the economy, $2.4 trillion. This is a major government intrusion into it. Not that the government's not in it right now, not that the government should not be in it at all, but we are totally changing the balance of it. And yet we're not having a full debate. Why not have not just several hours, but weeks? Can you say to me with a straight face that would be unreasonable? We need to have hours and hours of debates. The Republican Party has offered 99 amendments. And how many will be accepted? 0. No ideas from the Republican Party, and shutting out the Republican Party might be great Democrat politics, but you're shutting out the people that we represent. And I'll point out, as you know, you don't need one single Republican vote. If this bill is so good, why did you not pass it in August? You didn't pass it because you didn't have the Democrat votes. The reason we're here on a weekend is because you don't have the Democrat votes. Now, I don't know what the President was here today doing. I don't know what he gave away. We know about the Louisiana Purchase. We know about the hospital in Connecticut. We know about the Gatorade for Florida. We know about the Cornhusker kickback in Nebraska. And we found out now that student loans are being put in the health care bill. How did that get in there? The federalization of student loans now in the health care bill. That doesn't make sense at all. And it doesn't make sense that in North Dakota they're exempted from the law of the federal government taking over it.
I would yield an additional minute to the gentleman from Georgia.
And I got gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
I thank the gentleman. I got to say this on behalf of veterans. They're not comfortable with this TRICARE work. In the dark of the night or in the light of the day, unintentionally or intentionally, the health care bill does put TRICARE on the chopping block. Now, it might be okay with the fig leaf amendment that we passed today in lots of words, but that's what happens when you ram something through. The $523 billion in Medicare cuts, how does that affect the seniors? I don't know the good and the bad and ugly of it. I think it's worth more than 72 hours to debate. If this is such a great bill and it's going to last for such a long time, why not give it more time to debate? The impact of hiring 16,000 new IRS agencies. I don't think Democrats like the IRS any more than the Republicans. We certainly agree that the IRS is necessary. They do a vital job. But 16,000 new IRS agents with all kinds of new powers to look into the businesses and households of America, that scares me. That's why we plead to you. Let us have time to look at the bill carefully. If it's so good, we don't need to do it on a Sunday afternoon. And I thank the gentleman. I want to thank again my friend for yielding time to me a minute ago.